Welcome to The Root Causes, where we challenge the misconception of youth crime through education and awareness. The mayor wants to tackle youth crime, but do we really understand why it happens?
We've created a safe space for our young people and professionals to share their perspective on the root causes of crime.
Each interview unique. 4 young people, 4 professionals sharing different perspectives around youth crime. My name's Kevin and I'm the co-founder of Khadys Dream.
My name's Jade and I am the co-founder of Khadys Dream, a crime prevention organisation who fights for every young person in the UK to break free from the cycle of crime. Let's find out the root causes.
Hi.
My name's Tyreek.
Vic, nice to meet you.
Does the general public know what's going on with youth culture and youth crime?
The general public have a limited view of certain things, and that depends on where they're from. So I think like people in London probably have a better view of youth violence than somebody who lives out in the countryside. And again, I think different social groups or different races have very different ideas of what youth violence is and an understanding of it. And it comes down to class and where you're from and all of those things that, contribute to that.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I don't agree with that. Yeah, it depends on where you come from, your upbringing and everything, but do the general public really understand what's going on? In my opinion, I feel like they do, but they don't understand what's going on behind closed doors for it to even get to what it got to. They just see the picture of badness. They don't think, what did he go through? Like, why is he moving like this? Why is he moving like that? I just feel like it's just a picture that's being painted and thrown in everyone's faces, but no one actually looks at the backstory of what's really going on.
I agree. Or they don't want to know the backstory of what's really going on, because actually it means that you might have to actually sit there and understand that the system's screwed and you have to fix things from much earlier on in people's lives before you get there. And I think that's quite scary for people.
If you were Prime Minister, how would you tackle youth crime?
First of all, I'll give young people more opportunity and more of a free way to do what they want to do instead of doing what they're told to do, they have to do, in the meanings of like, and more opportunity and more freedom to do what you want to do that makes you happy, not something that you're doing just to make people happy and it drives you to a place where you end up in crime.
But like, give me an example. What's an example for you then that would have been an opportunity or something that would make you happy and not doing something you don't want to do? What
would have made me happy?
Yeah.
If I didn't live how I lived and I pursued my sports career, I would have been happy. But
so what stopped you from pursuing your sports career?
I went in jail when I was 16.
Okay.
I was doing sports and at the same time I was doing things that obviously just out here, just doing things. Then I went jail. Then after that, my career just went left.
So you had the opportunity potentially, but other factors got in the way. So it's not that the opportunity wasn't there, it's the other factors.
Yeah, the opportunity was there, but I was living 2 lives at the same time.
Yeah.
And then one of the lives just took me away and then I just lost that opportunity. And by the time I come out, it's like I just didn't have my heart wasn't there for it anymore. Anything. It's just like I just had to stop.
Yeah. You know what I'd do if I was Prime Minister?
What do you do?
I would invest in kids from a much younger age in like education and, as you say, opportunities, but showing different paths of life. I think like a whole societal issue is to try and invest in poorer communities, give them things like apprenticeships, like actually invest in that and to try and help parents deal with kids who are living in those kind of situations. But I think a lot of it is like school and giving you other avenues of things to do that take you like the sport, really pushing you into the sport and allowing you to do it without you having to go and do other things. But that comes from money.
Why do you feel like education and school's the main problem to
I don't think it's the main problem.
But why do you think it's a big problem?
Because you spend so much time at school that I think they're the ones that should be inspiring you. That's where you should be given the ideas of what you could potentially do with your life and how going down that path is better than going down that path.
What about the youth that didn't go to school at all?
Well, exactly. I think that's half the problem. I think you have to try and get youth into schools and not have them excluded and not have them being pushed out and ostracised from those kind of places of education. And if it's not a specific school that works for certain kids, there should be alternatives to education that's not just like sit down with your books and try and learn about something that you're never going to use.
There's schools, proofs, but people are still committing crime. There's still youth out here struggling.
I know.
I'd say. So, in my opinion, school has a big role in it, but school's not the biggest role. I feel like it's what's behind the scenes, what's happening at home.
In families.
When you're going out,
Yeah.
like, what are you seeing? Like, what's around you, your environment, all of that.
How much influence does social media have on you and your friends?
Probably not a lot. I mean, I'm like, my generation did not grow up with social media. So, I mean, I suppose it does in the sense of being constantly open to news and other things, but not a great deal. But you are of a generation that is much more into social media. So tell me how much it influences you.
Social media, it don't influence me, but it will influence the lifestyle. For example, someone was to get stabbed right now, someone go posted it, everyone's watching it. It's not going to influence me to say, oh yeah, I'm going to go do this, go do that, but I'm going to watch it. Like, in some people's eyes, it's entertainment. But for my friends, I can't talk for them. I don't know, innit? But me personally, it don't influence me, but it plays a big role in the lifestyle that we live in today. Everything happens, everyone's running to social media. You might look at it, it might not influence me, but I'm gonna look at it like it's the
But then does it give you ideas of, like, does it give people ideas of what to do, or do people do it because they want to put it on social media and show it to everyone?
I can't talk for other people, but me personally, I wouldn't go stab someone and put it on social media. That's straight nickage, that you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it don't influence me, but other people, it might influence them a lot. But social media does play a big influence in the life that we live in, what happens today in this.
But as in that people can see what's going on in the lifestyle, or that it's encouraging people to do things.
It is encouraging people,
it is, yeah.
But it's not encouraging me.
No.
If you saw that a boy got stabbed on TikTok, would you scroll past or investigate further?
Honest opinion, I'll scroll past. But I might read the article, but I'm not really going to I'll show interest, but I'll just scroll past because I've seen it so much. Like you said, social media, we've seen it so fast, I'll scroll past. But then again, if it was my friend, I'm not just going to scroll past now. I'm going to do my investigation and do what needs to be done for my friend because now he's dead. But for a random person, yeah, I'll see it, but I'll show interest, but I won't show as much interest like we was talking about before because I've seen it so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting, but it's normal. That's it. It's normal, like they say.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. I kind of feel like it's so normal now that it's not shocking.
Yeah.
Which is awful. Like, it's sad that that's where we are. But I mean, I probably would if it was local. If it was like my area of London, or if it was, I'd be like, oh, what happened? But yeah, sadly, like most of the time, it is so normal that you kind of look at it for a bit and scroll past. Sad state of affairs.
Laugh you there.
Do you believe you are a role model to anyone?
Yeah. 100%.
Who your role model?
Who my role model to? I got a big family. I feel like I'm an uncle and my brother, but I feel like to my not siblings, to my nephews and nieces, I'm a role model because even if I might do this, like this, I'm still an uncle. You get it? Like I'm a little brother. All these things that still got a life behind what I do. They look up to me as their big uncle. Like, oh, that's an uncle. I'm like I'm an uncle, innit?
Yeah. So do you have a response? Do you feel you have a responsibility to them?
Yeah, 100%.
To show them like the path not to go down.
Yeah, 100%.
And how do you do that?
I just gotta show them. I just basically gotta do the opposite of what I do. Because when I'm with them, it's family. It's like, you don't mix pleasure or business. I ain't gonna go mix family with, do you get it? That's my family, like that's where my heart's at. So they look up to me, so I've got to only do the right thing to show them. They can't see what I'm doing on the mad thing, because then when they do it, I can't say nothing.
I really enjoyed it. It was I was uncomfortable at times, which I suppose is good, talking about really important topics. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good discussion.
I enjoyed the back and forth questions, getting to know her perspective of life, and knowing how she feels about what's going on.
Getting an understanding of someone else's experience who comes from it from a completely different side of it than I do. So
I understood what she told me, taking it in, that I realised everyone's got different perspectives. What she thinks and what I think is two different things. But what she thinks might be true, it might not. What I say it might be true, it might not be true. But there's different perspectives to life. You can't just always take one person's perspective. There's always different ones.
it's sad to hear that a young man was into sport and just felt he had no other opportunity in going into this life. It's it's sad to hear he's been in prison. He's so young. It's it makes me. I've got two young boys, and the thought of that happening to them obviously pulls on your heartstrings. It's